Well, we've got all sorts of news on the Democratic Party side. I mean, unlike you guys, you pretty much have McCain as your nominee. Ours is really up for grabs, and it's going to go on for some time. We have next week the primaries called now the Chesapeake primaries. Everybody thought they were crazy when they created these. They'd be too late. February 12th, everything would be over. Now we have Maryland and Virginia, and of course the District of Columbia, all of which look good for Obama. I think the Super Tuesday was such a mixed bag. I mean, you can take a look at the Obama sort of good news stories. He beats her in Connecticut, my home state. I was up there. I thought I saw that coming. But it's pretty remarkable because if you know where Connecticut is, it's right next to New York. They get New York media.
But it has gone fluky. You went for Jerry Brown back in...
Well, yeah, but it's a little different place now. And you didn't have the really popular senator from New York running then, okay, right next door. So that was big news. I think winning Missouri, a state like Missouri for Obama, was very, very big news. So he had some good news items, but so did she. I mean, there was all this hype about how he was going to catch her in California and he was going to beat her in Arizona, and so it goes back and forth.
You know, it strikes me that we've had sort of a Groundhog's Day with Obama 3 times. First in New Hampshire, then in Nevada, and now on Super Tuesday. Each time, the anticipation that the big wave is going to crush her, each time it lands, it's an impressive wave, but when the waters receded, Hillary still stands there in pretty good shape. Not great shape, but pretty good shape. It seems like he keeps getting up just a little short of what it's going to take. And then I wonder about the demographic issues. He got about 40% of the Hispanic vote, about 40% of the white vote, about 80% of the black vote. I don't know what the numbers are, but my hunch is he's got to kick up those 40% into the mid-40s to be competitive in the Democratic primary.
And it remains to be seen, what we call lunch pail Democrats, so working class Democrats. It remains to be seen if he's really making the inroads with those people. I think he's starting to do that. I think he's starting to look much more viable. If I'm your guys, the Republicans, I don't really want to run against him. You know why? He makes you spend money that you really don't have in the Deep South. I mean, look at the performance in the Deep South. He's probably not going to win anything in the Deep South against McCain, but he forces you to go in and defend those places.
Money will be a problem, but it'll be the least of our problems.
But you acknowledge that Obama did make progress with Latinos this time?
Yeah, he's made some progress, and obviously in New Mexico and Colorado, I haven't seen the final crosstabs, but he must have done pretty well because there aren't enough black votes there to have done as well as he did.
He didn't do that badly in Arizona and California.
But in California, it was 65-35.
Well, there was a lot of that early voting. Before he really started surging, people had already voted.
One of the curious things about both McCain and about Obama is that they're strongest amongst non-regular voters. With Obama, he's getting the young people and the independents, but the center, the gut of the Democratic Party, working blue-collar Democrats are still with Hillary. And just as with McCain, the gut of the party is still not with him, but he's getting independents and soft votes and all the rest. So we have two very interesting candidates, both working the edges better than the center.
Well, and Hillary's very resilient, which she's showing now. And the Clintons are very good, which we've all known politically. They are very, very good. I think she's going to have money issues, just like McCain. I think the Obama money machine, internet-driven giving, is really going to be a big problem for her.
I'll say this. The even balance that it looks like the Democrats have is the first break the Republicans have had in this season. We have our candidate. We'll have between February and September to raise money, unify.
That's true.
And the Democrats are going to be spending every penny
the bad
they raise.
news for you is you can't beat either of them.
Well, we may not be able to, but at least it's the first break we've had in a season
you're
where
right.
we haven't had any.
Tony, from a tactical, strategic point of view, you're absolutely right. These candidates, this is going to take its toll. The rest
And this
of
is the debate
season.
that's going to continue.
That's right.